How's it going, guys? Bringing in some phosphate up here at the North Farm. This is my second load. Got one more to go, but we're literally just trying to keep the wheels on the operation here. This bearing here, that top one is gone, and this bottom one is definitely gone. Oh, I just keep dumping that in, keep trying to clean up on top of this tarp. That way I don't, lose too much. Oh man. It's just gonna have to, oh, and I got a big 1000 on this bad boy, which I gotta reduce down to 500 because this is a little 500. Oh yeah, look at her smoke. Smoking. But since it's a big 1000, it's literally just idling the tractor at like 650 RPM, which puts the PTO at 500, 1000 RPM, which obviously is probably still too fast for our little 540. But don't worry, the bearings were long gone before I did that. So it wants to stall the tractor sometimes. You gotta track it over this side. Oh, it's getting full. I gotta dump that in. Oh yeah, look at her smoke. Oh yeah. Come on, we just gotta get one more load. One more. And then we can change the bearings. I don't even have bearings. I gotta get bearings. Okay, this is full. I gotta go. Okay, now maybe you guys can hear me a little bit better. Sorry if I was yelling there. Oh yeah, we got a flat tire here. And I put air in it, put gunk in it. The valve stem is shot. Got fertilizer in it, rotted it out. Fertilizer augers, you guys, take a horrendous amount of abuse. They just get rusted solid. It doesn't seem to matter how much you flush these things out. Obviously, water is the best way to do it well, to wash them. I don't actually have water up here during the winter, so we just have to blow them off and hope for the best. I gotta sweep this one hopper out here. I swept those, and then I will gather up our tarp, take that, throw it in the hopper, turn it back on, clean it all back out. Now I know you guys got some questions. Mike, how did you get this converted? Well, I got an adapter here that goes from one big 1000 down to this little 540. And I know you're thinking, well, Mike, why wouldn't you use old Ernie over there? It's got a little 540, it'd be perfect. And that was always the plan. The problem is the hitch is too short. And I can't hook my PTO shaft on because the hitch is too short. I need a longer hitch, and it's already extended as long as it will go. And so is this one. So I have to make something, or I have to find an aftermarket hitch or something, because Ernie 2.0, which is back home, well, the original, the OG Ernie, the old Ernie, has a long enough hitch, so I might rob that hitch off the other Ernie. So this was my only option. And you don't want to run fertilizer through your good augers, because case in point. So I gotta try to get one more load to this sucker. Hopefully I don't start it on fire and bad things happen, but that's your update, you guys. Whew, it's been one of them days. Yeah, let's take a look at this stuff. So I think I already said that I'm hauling in phosphate. I already have some of my mid-row blend, which is my nitrogen sulfur. Should be over here. Yeah, it's white because urea is white. Because I run 2 blends. I used to run 3 blends and it started to be kind of cumbersome. So I just run 2 blends. I know guys that just run 1 blend. I don't know how they can run 1 blend and put the appropriate amount of phos and nitrogen on, because once you run that 1 blend, your ratio stays the same. So either you're going to over apply on your nitrogen to try to meet your phos levels, or you're going to reverse that. Right? So this stuff is just 1152. Now I have ran S15, MESZ, phosphate with sulfur in it and some zinc, but I'm just going to run all my sulfur down the mid-row. I think I'm going to get to the point where I just want to blow that on, get rid of that, put that on in the fall. So the brown stuff that you see, the brown is phosphate. That little bit of white you see in there is obviously urea, and the red chunks that you see is potash. because I always run some potash in with my blend. Now, you might be like, well, Mike, isn't Saskatchewan rich with potash? After all, you have potash mines in Saskatchewan. Yes, we are. And I think it's kind of been a bit of a... We were always led to believe, you know, back in the day that we were rich in potash and we don't actually have to apply any potash. And that's true. Like, we are probably, you look at the soil samples, you know, we're probably 500 and some active pounds available of potash. Just potash alone. You know, you might have 50 and 50 and then 500. You know, you don't have to apply it. But I soil sample everything all the time. And especially at the North Farm where you're pulling off bigger crops, I'm watching the potash come down. You know, it was 300 or 400, and then it came down to 253. Now I got some stuff that's all the way down to 150. And I think that's kind of where they raised the red alarm, like, hey, you know, you got to actually throw some potash with your blend. It's just because you have that much doesn't mean it's available. Yada, 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 yada. I'm no agronomist, okay? Like, I know people for these things. Anyways, back at the South Farm, we still have lots of potash. Don't grow big enough crops to consume that, though I still have potash in my blend on a normal year. These last couple years being so dry, I have not put it in the blend, and the reason for that is potash has a higher salt index, and so it comes down to seed safety when you're putting fertilizer with your seed in dry soils. That's a whole other topic. That's a whole other thing. So anyways, that's a little yada on that. I'm gonna try to get this puppy through one more load. I'm quite confident. This is actually a different PTO shaft off another auger. It's a little bit shorter. To be honest, if I had this auger any taller, and yes, I have a little bit of spout, technically I could put it down just a little bit in the bin there. But if I had this auger any taller, this PTO shaft wouldn't work. It actually bottom out as well. That is what happened with the PTO shaft on that concrete block over there. So, and that's just due to the hitch being too close. And on this one, I can easily extend the hitch off this 930. I have to do it on that 124 foot auger that I have. But I wasn't sure how this was going to go this time, and I managed to make it work. But no, on Ernie, you know, the Ernie that we have up here at the North Farm, I got to get a longer hitch for it. I have to go to a wrecker and try to find a longer hitch or something for it. So that's the dealio. So then once we're done this is all the fertilizer that we're going to bring in until we start seeding, because I only have enough storage for like half the fertilizer. And since it's getting nice out, then we're going to get this thing washed. Hopefully we can blow this auger off. Can't really wash the auger. I'm going to take the tractor to go get it washed. Can't do that with the auger. And obviously we have some serious TLC to do before seeding actually starts up north. Now, talking about seeding, we got a foot of snow just recent again at the South Farm. Remember when I said spring has sprung? I lied. It didn't spring. And it didn't even sprung. It just snowed a foot. So we have way less snow up here at the North Farm than we do at the South Farm, which is terrifying because that's what happened last year. And we seeded at the same time. In fact, I finished seeding up at the North Farm and then went back to help finish seeding down south. Now, I planned for that because it'd be poor management if I didn't, but I still hope to finish seeding south, then come north like the previous years. It just makes my life way, way easier, you guys. Way easier. So yeah. Obviously it got warm. It melted the snow that I pushed off. Here's old Ernie just sitting here. Wishes he had a job. I know he does. Ooh. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. This hitch here. It's too short. And it's in the last hole. There's no more. To be honest, I need about another 8 to 10 inches of hitch in order to make this work. And then we would have something, you guys. So there's that information for you. Anyways, I noticed up here that my pine trees are all dead. They did not survive the winter. Well, this one barely survived the summer, but look, when they're brown like this, I'm no tree expert, but I'm pretty dang certain that they're dead. And they're all like that, except for some green ones over there. See? That's what color they should be, you guys. Green. And then green. And then green. So I lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that whole row, I think. 9, 10. And then there's, look down here, hold on. Don't mind the bucket that blew. See all those red ones? They're dead. I'm sure they're dead. And there's some green ones further down. Bet you we lost half the pine trees. That really sucks. 1 is they're really expensive. 2 is there a lot of work to plant, keep watered. And we had rain up here. So it's not like the North Farm was that dry. This is something I would expect at the South Farm. So I'm quite sad about that. And I don't know why they just happened to die right here. And right here. And then down here they're fine. Well, kind of. I guess there's one dead one in there. So, and we have a row of poplars. So disappointing. Anyway, guys, I need to finish sweeping here. Pack up. It's starting to get cold again. It was minus 18 last night. It's supposed to get down to minus 24 tonight. Minus 24. It's ridiculously cold. So, thanks for following me along. I'm stoked to get out in the field. Stoked. All right, I'll catch you guys on the flipper.